perspective, because sometimes in your childhood you are not really paying attention to what is being taught a lot of times, right? Believe it or not, people are teaching our children through these songs and movies, etc. And you really take in the perspective from a point of maturity, etc. You know, you think the only people who are people who think and look like you, but she knows every rock, you know, and every creature has a name, has a spirit. You think that any land that you land on is just a barren place you could claim, you know, and those perspectives, because she's speaking as an indigenous person to the conquerors, if you want to call it that, of the world, who came at that point in time with the metal hats and the guns and whatever, superiority of arms, superiority in the ability to destroy and kill, and just basically took whatever they felt they wanted, you know. And she schools the European at that point in time. The mentality now exists with new colonizers, with new people, many of them descendants of these individuals who went around the entirety of the world taking advantage of others. What is deeply concerning is that mentality just remains. It continues. So the people of the global south, as you call it, indigenous people, people who have been brutalized in the past, we still reel from the continued wickedness that exists. Definitely one for your children to look at, and within the context of this particular movie, they end up in love, and he ends up defending her from his people, right, who he came with, and changes his mentality. And of course, in our history, in the history of the world, there are exceptional individuals who came with the conquerors, the oppressors, who came with that mentality and then changed those opinions, right? Remember, I say exceptions there, because too often the majority are convinced that wickedness and that evil is prosperous for them, you know. And we see newly expressed old ideas, make America great again, you know, protectionism of your what you consider your country or your space, when fundamentally and philosophically, if we really think about things, we have strayed very, very, very far from what is right and what is just. You know, the world and the perspectives that prevail. People no longer, I say no longer, imagine people who are supposed to be humans but lack certain qualities to really express themselves as true humans, as brothers and sisters in humanity, still have the perspective that they don't see people, they don't see the land, they see the animals, the trees, as having life. All they see is a an equivalent economically. And we as a people as well need to change those perspectives. We need to ensure that we do not buy into that, right? That rubbish. We need to keep our culture, our what is real Trinbagonian, respect and love, and value for life. We need to hold fast to that and even reignite that positive culture in the minds of some of our people who have strayed. We definitely do not need to reinforce those wicked, backward, greedy, evil, selfish trains of thought. We are taught that you walk through the earth with a certain level of humility. You walk through the earth with that humility, with concern for who you step on. We are taught that, even look out for the ants because we think we're big. We think we human and our brains are sophisticated, so we have the ability of memory and the ability of speech and other things. And we're able to craft and design out of what God has blessed us with on this tremendous earth, implements and tools to assist in doing certain things. So we walk without care on the earth. You mash your ants, you squash it, you wherever. You destroy habitats, we destroy. I hear, my mom took a number of children out a couple of weeks ago to the Caroni swamp to see the scarlet ibis, etc. And they're poaching so much that they've somehow, I don't know if it's the season as well, but to some extent decimated the population. But we have to have respect for each other, for the land that we live on. We have to understand that what is the difference? So those boundaries and those barriers that we put up, we have to step over those barriers and those boundaries. And that is Trinbagonian. Trinbagonian is Dogla. Trinbagonian, if it has not been said before, I saying it and I putting it into the book of our culture. Trinbagonian is Dogla. Trinbagonian is the mixing of cultures. With more than just respect, although respect is an essential part of love. But with love, with appreciation, with the ability to see commonalities, with the ability to recognize what is goodness. And we have that fundamental responsibility to teach that to our children. That's the only way we make a better society and we continue the positives that we have had in our society. Everywhere and anywhere that we go, we have been known to be loving, easygoing, able to interact and with love and with respect with anyone. We don't turn our nose up. All those who turn their nose up, boy, turn it back down before somebody box it down. We are but humble creatures with a short existence on this earth. And we should not be driven by this idea of accumulation and superiority. Understand that is the ideas that are driven in other societies. The measure is the amount you could hoard and grab for yourself, and then you as an individual are measured by the things that you have. That should not be our measurement. And it was not our measurement as a people. But we have lost our way. And it is the moral responsibility of us, the parents, the leaders, to set that straight. We live in a Trinidad and Tobago where it used to be we respect people for their commitment and their contribution to the society, regardless of the amount of things that they are able to amass. That wasn't the standard. It still is not for me, because I hold fast to what real Trinidadian is, Trinbagonian is. So Mr. Ryan, Dada, and other people, my profoundest respect to you. Because your riches, in my eyes, are tremendous. Because up till this day, in the latter stages of your lives, now as older men, and I just given the example of these two men because they come to mind, because I hold them in mind, I hold them in heart. Up till this day, you will find them on the playing fields and in the cricket nets, helping children, teaching, and more than just the sport. More than just the sport, the discipline. Spreading love, patting our back, that pat on our back, that encouragement. That's somebody who has the time and who cares. Now nobody don't have no time. Right? Nobody don't have no time because everybody chasing more. And we must give our children more of less. More of less is what we strive to give our children. More of things. And I don't even know how this particular song, more than just a song, came to mind. But we have to shape our culture in the right way. We have the responsibility as well, myself and other educators, regardless of the politics of survival, because we have to survive in a harsh climate where the grass had to be careful with the elephants. But regardless of that, some of us have this immense responsibility, because I know better. We have a responsibility to teach. And we have a moral responsibility to offer to the society what is true. What is true. So that at least we understand Because woe be the day, because we have done it in the past and we might be continuing to do it, that we turn a blind eye to what is truth, and the lies that we put forward for survival, people accept it and pick it up and then adopt that way of behavior and thinking. Make what greater? Make who great what? Stomp through the land, stomp on people, take what belongs to them. Spitting on them is dignity compared to what is being done in the world. Ignore the cries of people. Put in place economic and other sanctions, physical sanctions and conditions to make people suffer. It cannot be tolerated. And that is the stance that we must understand, because it is through that moral strength and that understanding that we will build a stronger society, one with love. We take the break and then, we can go into the little specifics and the other news, etc., locally and around the world. Alright, so blessings to everyone.
Hosea chapter 4 says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood." Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on The Street 919 FM.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on The Street 919 FM.
Are you searching for answers to life's questions? Those things that disturb and concern you the most? Why all the wickedness? Why the suffering in the world? Will it end? Who is responsible? Well, if so, join us right here on The Street 91.9 FM every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. with Brother Samuel Gooding and Roland White, where we open the Bible and find answers to all these things and more. For it is written, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God."
Light up your weekends at Vibes Nightclub, Tobago's hottest spot. 3 epic nights of music and energy await every Thursday. Karaoke Thursdays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Grab the mic, unleash your inner star, and sing all night. Beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and giveaways for the best singers. Every Friday, Limers Fridays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Vibes with your crew and enjoy beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and 2 White Oak for $25. Every Saturday, Raw Saturdays. Everything goes, nothing but good vibes, free entry, and an all-star DJ cast to bring the vibes. Vibes Nightclub is where Tobago shines. Join us Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for music, fun, and unforgettable nights. Don't miss out. Your weekend starts at Vibes.
The Street 919 FM is here to help our community. We know that back-to-school season can be a financial strain, so we're giving back with our Each One Help One Part 2 giveaway. We're giving away one $500 voucher for back-to-school supplies and plenty of consolation prizes. Here's how to enter. Every day at 3 p.m. after the ads, we'll take our first 3 callers. You must start your call with the special access phrase, each one, help one, part 2. To be eligible, nominate someone in need by giving us their name. We will draw the winners live on Tuesday, September 2nd at 3 p.m. on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Get ready to call and help us make a difference.
Don't miss the biggest price meltdown at Furniture Plus this summer. Shop dining room sets from $15.99, bedroom combos from $20.69, plus free delivery with select living room furniture. Shop the best deals at Furniture Plus today.
The Trinidad and Tobago Council of Evangelical Churches, together with national cultural icon Mr. William Monroe, presents the first ever national concert of choirs, Divine Harmonies, Saturday, December 6, 2025 at the Grandstand, Queen's Park Savannah. Choirs will be competing for prize money to the tune of $250,000, with the winner walking away with the grand prize of $100,000. We invite all church choirs nationwide to participate in this spiritual, cultural, and musical richness that will bring upliftment to our nation and redound to the glory of God. Tickets will be available August 15 from Maranatha Bookstore and outlets of the Trinidad and Tobago Council of Evangelical Churches. For more information, call 719-9599 or 497-0361. Divine Harmonies, ushering in the glory of God. This is Apostle Anthony Golson, and I'm inviting you to be there.
The #1 bookstore in Trinidad is having the biggest back-to-school sale for the holidays.
Shop at Sharon's Bookstore for the biggest back-to-school sale.
All your kindergarten, preschool,
primary, secondary school,
and tertiary education supplies at ridiculously low prices. Sharon's also carries a wide range of sneakers, socks, t-shirts, vests for girls and boys,
and much more items for school. So don't miss Sharon's back-to-school sale.
Now on Eastern Main Road, San Juan, Tutapuna.
2 locations at Trin City Mall, ground level and first level. We're also open on Sundays from 8 a.m. Check us on Facebook for up-to-date info and promotions. Also, message us for a quick response.
Planning your Tobago getaway? Choose the highest Google-rated car rental company on the island, O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago. Located just minutes from the A.N.R. Robinson International Airport, at O'Neill, we pride ourselves on being the most tech-savvy car rental company in Tobago. Our process is 100% digital. No paperwork, no long lines. From easy pickup to seamless returns, renting a car in Tobago has never been simpler. WhatsApp.
The time is 7 a.m. This time check is sponsored by Nescafe, ready to drink. It just hits different.
And the playlist right, it hits different. Can you feel that shift? Nescafe, ready to drink. On the road, we on the go. Just grab your crew and grab your broom. Hits different, hits different. Vanilla latte mocha, hits different. Nescafe, the party never over.
Nescafe, ready to drink.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning on The Street 919 FM radio. Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but it's happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancements cost $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Craving that authentic taste of the Caribbean but short on time? With Lion Brand Purr Luri Mix. Now in its convenient, easy-to-use pouch, you can whip up a batch of fluffy, golden Purr Luri in a flash. Just add water, mix, and fry. Perfect for impromptu gatherings. Our Purr Luri Mix brings everyone together for a delicious moment. Share the flavor with friends and family, because good food and good company go hand in hand. Get your Lion Brand Purr Luri Mix today and make every moment a tasty celebration. Lion Brand, the power behind our great taste traditions.
Hi there, I'm Lester Suglal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. All praises due to the Almighty Creator of all things and all people. We are happy for the opportunity. We are grateful for the opportunity of life. And we're talking about Trinbagonian, right? We're talking about the way that we should set our culture and define ourselves and teach our next generation to be Trinbagonian. Now, we have options in front of us. We have options as to how we shape the minds and how we shape even ourselves and our hearts and maneuver into the future. The choice is ours. We could take a path of values and morals and high spiritual guidance, as has been, right? As has been our culture before. We could take that part of love. We could take that part of interaction. Or we could depart and go down a destructive road, which we have been going down. It is no coincidence that we see the destruction that we see now, and violence and hatred and greed and selfishness. That's the path that has been chosen. you have a multitude of wisdom that is Trinidad and Tobago, right? Ingrained in us. Sometimes it's just for us to just unearth it and clean it up and bring it to the fore. A Trinbagonian, by culture, we don't take course, right? All you know what I mean, of course, right? We don't think nobody better than us. We don't like that. So many of us, we don't even run down no star and no, we don't run down people, right? We quick to say, nah, if you feel better, I'm not gonna put myself through that. We have pride. We have pride through our understanding of self. And it is critical for us to understand and value ourselves. Otherwise, we give up that value and we value other people, other cultures, and other things. So we don't take course from nobody, no matter how small they may think we are. No matter how big they might think they are. Some minutes. All you know, no entertainer, no thing, no politician, nobody. We don't take course from nobody. You come correct, you get back that correct reciprocal relationship and greeting. We loving, we caring, but you have to have respect first because we value ourselves. We have to pass that on to our next generations. Our next generation. We have to pass on that positivity, that understanding ourselves, that pride. Otherwise, we leave them susceptible to worship people who do not respect them. And we see that creeping into our communities. We see that destroying the fabric of what we have built our society on. And we see people who exploit that. And now because you don't understand yourself and your value, and you put a disproportionate amount of love that is not reciprocated, we see people taking advantage of that. Stomping on you, spitting on you, disrespecting you, not just in a literal fashion, but also metaphorically by the way they treat you and speak about you and deal with you. We have that decision to make on our direction. If we want to hold up to the rest of the population, to our children, that the conqueror, we love the conqueror, and they're so strong and they're so great, so we have no choice, and our prosperity is with them. We have to be very, very, very careful with our messaging. We understand where we are, but we have to be very careful with our messaging by the way that we behave. A man continues to be a slave if he believes himself a slave. From the time you do not accept, your condition, you on the path of coming out. From the time you do not accept that you are a slave, literally, then, from your perspective, which is the most important perspective, you are not a slave. You're a free man in waiting. And I think I would have looked at some other quote. You're never defeated until, you know, not even in your expiration of life are you defeated if you continue to fight till death. So we just have to be very, very mindful of it. But we have to always arrive at a point of truth. And sometimes we make decisions with the best intentions, and that is very, very important as well. The intention underlying our actions. So I look very, very carefully at people's actions and their words to try to derive some idea of their intention. Right? A man pelt a stone, it hit you, but you see him standing underneath the mango tree and he looking up at the mangoes and he pelting the next one trying to hit a mango, and you see. So you derive from that, okay, I get hit, you know. But his intention is something that is good. But we have to pay attention as well. I pay attention if I see your intentions by your actions and your words and over time. Because sometimes you can't see right away. Is negative. Then I deal with you to suit. Because you're telling me one thing. Don't tell me something and then it is clear that what you're doing is not for that reason. So let us be wise. Let us incorporate the wisdom of being Trinbagonian. And to some extent, we ain't stupid and we are sense and we just deal with things with sense. Some of us not the most articulate, etc., book sense, whatever, but we do employ as a people a certain level of understanding that is Trinbagonian, and that is admirable. But we need to do that on a greater level, and we need to educate our fellow men so that they could make better decisions. So let us humble ourselves. Let us do things with the right intentions. And if we make mistakes in doing something with the right intention, at least in that case, we have the forgiveness of the Most High Creator. And He will guide us. And we could forgive with that understanding. But for those who doing things, for those past, present or future, who doing things with a bad mind, with the wrong intentions, with greed, selfishness, superiority in mind, you will meet your end. And be sure that that Creator that some of you all pretend to worship, be sure it real, and it will be real for you. So we go into the news this morning, and I was looking at some international news as well. Maybe that is what kind of inspired some of what I said this morning, right? Because we are intelligent, we have made sterling contributions as a country and as a people as well to the entire world. Historically and in the present, we are leaders in our own right when we practice the the morals and the values that built us as a people. The Caribbean diaspora, the Afro-Indo rise must continue. The rise of the global south, as they call it, the rise of the global south must continue. The rise of the people of the world. Not the minority that is trying to take advantage and concentrate wealth among itself, but the rise of the majority, the populace, must continue. It must continue. Good morning, caller.
I'm saying good morning to you, my big brother.
Hey, morning, my brother. What happening?
I'm blessed here, man. I want to say nice game for PKR last night. We come out win last night, and a big win for us last night in the CPL.
Yeah, they make it look easy, man. Smooth.
Yeah, smooth. And I know this franchise team, it was not owned by China and Tobago. It's owned by a rich billionaire in India, but they carry our colors and carry our country name. I know the government make a piece of money off it, and I mean, I love this PKI team. Once it's Trinidad and Tobago, it has my full support. But I just do not like some jerseys they make this season here, and it wasn't already in it, and I was vexed about it. I say, well, how you could make jersey without my red, white, and black in it? Yeah, you have to fit it in some way, squeeze it in some way, and then jerseys going for $500 for jerseys. And I want to tell the people who organize in there, how you can tell the people do not come in the oval with a cooler. You know how much for a bear inside there? That is why the stadium was empty last night. People reject from going up there. Guyana and Trinidad is the most biggest crowd, but you cannot tell people they have come with a backpack, a bag, a cooler. You know what I mean? I could understand the gun. And even so, you're telling people to come up there with an umbrella. If rainfall, if you want to do get wet, so I think that rules need to change.
They say no umbrella to buy?
Yeah, no umbrella. I have the whole thing here, no umbrella.
Well, the umbrella is an interesting one. I understand that perspective. But oh gosh, you know the economics of the thing, so they want to sell the drinks. So they don't want you to bring your drinks. You know how it is go.
Oh, of course. But my big brother, I want to say this because I hear with the tutorial, and I think that the Society of Trinidad and Tobago, and it might do extension, but the Society of Trinidad and Tobago, I think that day by day, people are being educated. It's only you want to get left behind, will get left behind. AI don't take over most of the big world countries. Already technology is the way to go. I think that even self today, Baka, that even if you can read, your phone could read for you. Even if you cannot find something, let's go on Google and ask Google about it. It's going to tell you about it. So it comes easy for you to educate yourself personally. If only if you do not want to educate yourself, and then but it is out there because it have people take 2 minutes on social media and make millions to come a social media thing and then make millions of dollars. So I mean, so it's only if you in life don't want, because I just say this, I come from a poor community. I come from a community where I see bloodshed, where I see about six war, like Gara, all of them. Coach, all I been through all these teachers and them as a young man growing up. And guns around me, and I go from a poor family. I know about my sister sleeping next to me. My next sister lie down here, my brother lie down here. We lie down in one bed on the ground, and all of we in one room. And poverty. And as a young man growing up back at that, I finished school early, but I didn't have a choice in my life because at the age of 15, 14, I understand where I did want to be and where I did want to go. And I, as a young man, I used to see my friends and them going out there, snatching chain, coming back, big gold chain in their hand, going out there in Savannah, back in the days. I mean, talking about way back in the days. Going out there and do you know what kind of stuff? And I have to come home and come on the block and the show, the talk, whatever. I never do them to them. I always go to my God and pray. And today I could say I'm a young black man living in Laventille. I'm very proud of myself for being that. No, I do to survive. I pick up buckles, stag buckles to sell. I get a shoebox and buy winter fresh and caramel. And I used to walk from St. James to Port of Spain and go in all them stores and sell winter fresh and caramel. I still win tongue at time I pack out winter fresh is $8 I pack out winter fresh. You get 10 in it. I said winter fresh was $2. I pack a caramel was I think it was $20. It said the caramel was $3. And I buy a pack of mix city. Just to stay from crime. Just to stay from crime. Just to do not go down the road of I see my friend going down. And I am doing good. But I have said that Kingsley, not because you're strong and you do something different that everybody could do the same to and come out like you. You know what I mean? I'm not a doctor or no big lawyer or no big someone. I am proud to know that I is a representative of Laventille. To say that I come from a community where guns and bloodshed. And I never go down that road. And I'm doing okay. I'm not perfect. I'm not things I need. I mean, but I could lift my head high when I'm walking here because I leave my mother's house at the age of 16 years, you know. 16 years. And my brother, I'll tell my age, I had 4.0. And I, 16 years, I never go back home to this day. I live on my own from 16 years to now. And nobody in my community come and say, Miss, look your son out, they keep the thing.
Yeah, you do anything wrong, yeah.
Miss, look your son get look up for a weed, smoke, look your son get look up. Never 40 years, never. I come from the community of the belly of the beast. Says all your mindset too, because your mother could want for you and your father could want for you. But you yourself have to understand what you want in life as a young person. You have to understand that what is your vision, what is your aim, what is your goal. And there's many people who come and say, Kingsley dance, Kingsley can't talk. But that mustn't stop you from going for what you believe in or what you have in your heart. And that's what makes me a man, because what I believe and what I stand and what I'm passionate about, it would make me Kingsley. Yeah. As I close, my big brother, I want to say I'm calling for an investigation into what took place there yesterday. It was an embarrassment to the world to see our Prime Minister fall down there. I am asking all these people who have been around the leader, and I know, so I could speak on first hand. The handbag person, the person who to direct she with to step, the person who's to guide she with to step. Did the person and them check the stage before she walk? Because this is the Prime Minister. You have to make sure that the Prime Minister stepping on a proper platform. Make sure that it's secure. I am calling on the whole of that team to fire forthwith. I am calling on the Secret Service on the hand.
Oh God, no, don't fire my partner. No, don't fire my...
No, everybody has to go, because that is a big mistake. That is a big mistake. It is, yeah, my brother, we go and see it.
Yeah. I had to beg for them. No. That loyal, loving team, boy. It has some people there, no.
No, beg for them. No beg for them. It was a big sequence. That was a big mistake, you know.
I don't know. I don't view it so much that way. I'm glad that the Prime Minister is okay, right? These things happen. These things happen in life.
No. Yes, I understand happen in life, but you know,
yeah.
It show a sign of weak sign to the opposition.
Yeah.
It show a sign of weak sign. I don't know. You know, many people say she so-called with my finger up in the air, home here, drunk and smoking and all kind of things they say. You know what I mean? So it gives them a thumbs up to go forward with the stupid allegation and the stupidness with their big.
Yeah, no, right? Kingsley, between me and you, don't study that and small talk, you know.
Yeah,
the woman has heard it all. I'm lying, brother. In terms of tenacity, in terms of strength, you know, backbone, the kind of things they say about this woman in the past, right? And whoever want to say it present. And that's the nature of politics, I guess, to some extent. But they went, when I tell you, they went beyond till the PNM, for example, as well, true or not, they have a way of repeating certain things to you to the point where you have no choice but to believe it. The media could be so powerful in the way that they perpetuate certain lies, sometimes is misinformation and lies, that you end up believing it. And this woman, I don't think she even ever answered the nonsense, like the real stupidness now. I don't think she ever answered. She don't take it on, and she has soldiered on to do what, you know, and especially in this time and space.
Victory.
Yeah, no, I'm not even talking about victory, because that we have to judge in time, right? But she's soldiered on in this time space, and from me paying attention to what she is doing and saying to achieve something for Trinidad and Tobago. So that between me and you, Kingsley, all that par for the course. That is small thing.
Leave again, I want to squeeze in a little plug to ask how far this secret reach, how far the URP reach. Because I can tell you this at the history of the 10 years URP, there's people live off it, there's people survive off it, and I know that there is reform in it, but I want to know if it's going to bring it back on after the budget, before the budget. The budget is going to reach very soon, next 2 weeks or so. It's going to reach very soon. But I want to hear, because many people, that is the work, that is the lifestyle. Some people can't work in an office. Some people cannot do that. This is what some of them, this is what they make a career.
Yeah.
It's so sad to say it. It's sad to say it. But this is what they make the life a career. This is what they depend on. This is what they pay the bills on. You know what I mean? And they make the lifestyle, because for over 5 or 6 years, they're living on it. So they get accustomed living on it. And just to come to that, wipe it out just so. It's a kind of dark sadness. And I want to know how fight which I don't know what is going to be, because
Kingsley is a man on the ground, right? URP still active, right? URP still.
No, that's not active. The office staff and them active, but people, the layman ain't getting paid. All who in the office,
right?
Strongly advise all who in the office and the region office and them, where them still working. But the people them who are getting the fortnight pay.
Yeah.
When like this week is the fortnight pay, there's no pay for them. There's no pay.
Okay, well, I'll check on it, and especially as well, CPEP, because we are concerned. I looking on as well. I know they're trying to find some way, because if you look around, the place need to cut bad to certain places.
Yes, it need to cut bad. As the guidance of these areas, and then what we protect your new back and others, we have to form a team and go to these people and them, and to go to whatever the manager, the program manager is. Because if it had to come back up, we have to put it back in the people's hands, not in certain individuals who is getting. Because, my brother, I know it as people who is single, and you know what they say, I get URP already, but not for myself, but for people. And they come to give me money. I say, I can't take money from $500. I could take $400 from that. I can't do that. Yes, I want and I need. I want and I need, but you are a single mother, 2 children, you're working. No way, you can say something. I forget from the URP and I want $400 from that. I cannot accept that. And this is one thing I want to see faster, because you cannot be dreaming this taxpayers' money. So if I want to just have a certain impact of bringing this back into the communities where the needy and the single mothers who really need it. Not that people who on the agenda eating our food offer it. So I agree with them reforming it. But I want to know if the reforming are bringing back the same way as a problem. But if I reform it that the layman, because so much of allegation I hear and things like, well, what is going on about that? And I am saying that when the people work for the money, or wherever they get the money, give the people the right amount of money. Don't be a coordinator, and he's a foreman, and he have 4 gangs, and he's taking half of the money. And I don't accept that. I against that. And people might say, Kingsley, I'm a bit happy my mouth is in trouble, but this is what I stand for. This is what I fight for. This is what your father hear me for years on the radio. That when they rub me, I call him and he say, Kingsley, they rob you. How they gonna rob you? That's what your father say. May God bless you so ever years in the kingdom of God. He said, Kingsley, how they could rob you? He said, how they could rob you? You the voice of the people of Lavendale. I never know your father used to listen to me on the airwave. And I feel proud because I thought he said, Kingsley. I said, yes, General. You know what I mean? And he said, how they could rob you? You know what I mean? And when I said they get robbed, he get back 50% of everything was in the guild purse for me because of Barker. Because it was people from John Day and the Block Day. And he I don't know what he do. But he called me and I get back the guild post. Because he said, Kingsley, what them boys them to do in Lavendale? They're wrong because they'll be calling for things for them and defending them. So again, I am for bringing back the URP, bringing back for the CPEP, for the single mothers, also for the single fathers, because we have a lot of single fathers in our community, and today we have so much of single hands now, single idle hands doing nothing, and we have to make sure that we control these single hands in our community from Jacob Martin, Carnage, Petit Valley, Enterprise, Point 14, Arima. This is we community. This is we people. And we have to make sure that in the next 4 to 5 years, they didn't get left behind. I call they get left behind in the last 9 years. I thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kingsley. We always appreciate the contribution. And again, by your previous works, by your continual advocacy, you could understand the intention that is there. Over time, people's true colors just show. And we have to understand that. We have to be able to see that. Good morning, Mr. West. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. I'll be brief. What I'm saying here is this, is that I listened to your commentary this morning with respect to, you spoke about intention and how you discern people's intentions. And yes, you're quite right, because some people believe that you could go up in people's head and think up and come up and find out what the intentions are. But you determine, I don't want to go into the criminal law, you go into what they say and by their conduct. So that is how what people say and what people do, you assess what people, or you determine what they want to do or what they would have done based on those critical factors.
Yeah, and over time too, because it's tricky Dadians, we could pretend.
This is it. So that is how by what they say, what they've been saying, what they would have written in emails and all these different things, and by their conduct they would have gone and done certain things, bought a knife, and all these things are cutlass and all. That's the intent. What they would have said to other people. So it's critical, and I think people should. It's a very sound piece of information that people should gather. Another thing you spoke about, I think this morning, was the question of culturalism, or plurality, or the plural state. And the fact that I think Trinidad, that's my view, Trinidadians are very fortunate in the sense that they live in a multicultural society, different religion, different races or ethnicity. And you have different food, different religion, different, all these different things, dances, music, and all that. And I think that these things are absent in very large society. I am here in Trinidad, and I could experience the culture, experience the Indo culture and everything. I could benefit probably from the culture. The Chinese, the Syrians, everybody. If you go in some countries, you're looking harder, you can't see an African man, right? And in those places like China and all these people, they hardly see people. When you get into those areas, people told me before, they have to come to you and touch you to see if you real, or if you who are you really? They will see you through the media, through the television and whatnot.
Yeah, in the provincial spaces, but certainly not in the cities. But for sure, if you go to some of the provincial spaces.
Yeah, but it's not in multitude. Very small numbers.
Yeah.
And very small numbers. But I'm saying in Trinidad, you walk down the road, you see a Chinese, you see a Syrian, you see an East Indian, you see whoever you want to see, right? Whites, you see Caucasians, you see whatever it is, and that in itself is very good, because even Canada was striving towards that. We talk about London being a cosmopolitan or cultural, multicultural, South Africa. So I'm saying that you have to tell them about it. People have to know the benefits that comes with your country being a plural one. And that is the question also in terms you talk about the community, about people. But yes, some people, I heard your good friend Mr. Kingsley spoke recently, and his experience is a good experience. I think people can learn from that. And also, I'm saying that some people in this society, it may not be fortunate as your goodly self and probably Kingsley, who was able to pull himself up by his bootstraps, but there are others that you have to help, and they need help. And how do you get them to think in the particular way, or probably think in a way that they would improve themselves? And I'm saying that they need help, and people have to help them. You have to put the necessary programs and whatnot in place, the necessary to help them to develop themselves. You have to empower them. You have to build self-confidence, self-worth, self-esteem. All these things you need to build, help these people to develop. And I'm saying that there's things that can be done, not just in the schools, not just in the schools, not just in the churches again, and those mosques and those, to help those people, and probably point them in a proper direction. People also have to be very careful about as to who they listen to. Sometimes you listen talk show and all that kind of thing, and they'll carry it on a different, carry it on a dangerous road where you try to catch yourself. The papers you read, the editorial, the reporters you read, right? They could be very misleading at times. You have some good ones, but you have to be careful in terms of the information that is presented to you, and it means that you need people to help you. If you sit down and you could discuss it after the person would have spoken, and you critically assess it, or critically evaluate, or as they say, analyze the information, right, to find out. So I think that is critical, and what you said this morning is right, but I'm saying that those people, some people in this society need help, and not to be caught up, not to be victim of manipulation, because as you talk about those benders, right? What do you call them? What benders again?
Mind benders.
Mind benders. You have to be very careful. They have a whole bag, and people have to be able to think for themselves. People have to be able to make decisions for themselves, and they must have to believe that they can help themselves. The question of people, we live in this society, we're not transient in the sense that we are just passing through. We're not here forever. But the fact remains is that whatever we can grasp, you understand that you're here only for a while. But do you want to live in poverty for the short time you're here? Do you want to live in that poverty? In that one? What's going to lift you up from that? They say education, but they say also acquiring skills and whatnot, knowledge and trades and all these things can help you out of that morass. But also you have to think in terms of your generations to come, your children, your grandchildren. Do you want them to go through that cycle of poverty, that culture of poverty? It is very important.
And there are positive aspects to that, and there are also negative aspects to that as well. And we, as a people, and our leaders as well, have a responsibility to choose that philosophy that we want our society to run on. Morning, brother. Welcome.
Hey, brother Fuad. Now, once you shall now get a touch base for the week. So, real quick, just wanna call and say keep up the good work. Any particular topic you spoke on today I could chime in real quick?
Yeah. Well, we were speaking specifically about our culture and shaping it in a positive manner. So I know you could contribute to that and anything else. Give us a good word, man. Feel free.
Yeah, well, I mean, you definitely inspired me, I would say. from the start. Like I remember just when it was just the Tuesday and Thursdays. First time I listened, I was like, "Who is this boy?" Because it was foreign to what was going on at the time.
Yeah.
It was calming. It was intellectual. It was important. So keep up the good work. I would definitely like to see our current administration continue. It feels as though they're coming in on a good path. Take care of these social issues, do the best they could to do to boost our economy.
Yeah.
And they invested in the youth. So keep up the good work. I will do my part as a citizen, and I hope they continue to do their part.
Yeah,
Blessings to you, man. Keep up the great work.
Blessings, blessings. And for so many of us, we just want a space where we could also contribute. There are many people who want to feel as though they are part of Trinidad and Tobago, and if the opportunity is presented to us, we want to make that contribution. There are many of us as well who want to earn and to work. It has some who engendered and cultured in a not the best way, and we have to work on that as well. But there are people who want to be part of a Trinidad and Tobago heading in a certain direction. But the currents sometimes feel as though they go negatively. And there's also the concept of us having to make a better effort to be more inclusionary beyond sometimes just the politics and whatever partisan, so that we allow as wide a cross-section of Trinbagonians to be part of that positive movement. Morning, Prezi, welcome.
Yeah, man. Morning, Imam Fuad Abubakar. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And morning, God. I'm glad I get in here, God.
Yeah, man, you're inside, man.
I don't know how the frequency up on top the mountain is up here, so I'm glad you make me get in here to see if I could felt a little communication chat here.
And we're talking about living with nature. Prezi, we're talking about living with nature and respecting nature and respecting man as man. And for sure, as a man, I see that in you, and I could respect that from you as well, brother.
Well, you explained that so nice, because here was no tell you about communication. You didn't get that or what? So here we go on. Is your whole start? Here where you start now, but you start with young people and them who know nothing about communication. Only disrespecting other people in the world. Them feel, well, separation, discord, enmity, killing. Them feel that is nature. But that can't be nature. Communication is nature. What we live in right now, we are in a kind of separation kind of attitude. You know, you start the program well with nature, you see you come here pelting at me. What you pelting at me for? You don't know that I is a kind of one. God is truth, God is nature. The reality is truth. Truth is reality. God is truth. I keep on telling them that they don't understand, but they're looking for God somewhere like a human, and God, I think, according to the Bible, will say certain things. They have also put it in, don't care what they do. Because the truth is that who they call God as the creator really is nature. That is reality. You never see a God. You set up people who feel all you want to oppose the human mind. You'll never see a God, so don't come to tell me all you see any. God is reality. What we learn from his nature, what we learn from is the reality. And then somebody want to come and manipulate you because them learn from nature, them learn from reality, and coming to tell you that they see a God. But them could lie too bad. Communication is the key where we have to live behind. And in truth, if we don't communicate and we're fragmented, we live in separate, we will really destroy one another. So this world, I don't care if it's white man, black man, Indian man, I don't, Chinese man, I don't care. It's communication that the world desires for you to live. And, or let's say, that God is love. Or let's say that we should live in love. What is love? Love really is the word of communication, because if you ain't communicating, you can't have that word. So what are we really doing then?
Yeah.
We so want to kill people like we all kind of people all in the Caribbean now looking to do something that the whole world watching and see what drugs you looking for. You bring a whole world of warships to go and search for drugs in Venezuela. Well, how are we thinking? How we really truly thinking? Many of us hypocrites who seeing wrong and calling it right. I like how you start me here. Communication is nature. Communication is truth. And it hit me so hard that I hit back real. Hey, Mr. Kingsley, you know me and you. We nice, bad. We could go 14 minutes. You take the talk. All right, okay, Kingsley.
Blessing, you have him on the clock. You put him on the clock, blessings.
Yeah, but I'm a anyway, he started talking. What's the mean? What did he take? All right, everybody have a nice day. All right, bless up and make communication the key in the world because that is needed so bad that if we don't do it, I feel chaos going to be the ending of the thing. All right, have a nice day. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. Right? I really want to endorse that as well. Let us communicate and share with each other. Let us extend ourselves in love towards each other. I pray that we do not have that stupid ideology of supremacy seeping into our own society. Where so other people talk about making America great. It ain't really America they talk about great. Among America, while they plunder in the name of America, it is for select small group who control that society to become greater and more affluent, because nowhere else you see the level of disparity in terms of economic possession than in these Western countries and in particular America. So understand what they speak about, and I hope that we here have not adopted that nonsensical theory of supremacy among ourselves. I hope that we still hold fast to what is Trinbagonian, in that we care for each and every one of our members of our society, regardless of creed, race, or color. And we do not promote, and we will not promote, any notion of supremacy of one racial group or economic class above our next. It is greater equality among ourselves that we want to promote. It is that we have heard on numerous occasions from our Prime Minister that we are willing to work with and support. All of us are so very human. And as we saw, yesterday, we're glad that our Prime Minister is okay, stumble, fall, because we are very human. You could be young and strong. Same way, fall, and hurt, even as a young, strong person, hurt yourself too. We are so very human, all of us. So let us not get tied up in people's divides, the divide and rule. Let us totally reject any notion of better than. We respect and we love one another. And if we have something that we consider to be our own, right? Although what really belongs to us, we take that and we give that to somebody else to help them. Far more the opportunities that exist within the state that belong to us collectively, and that we give the responsibility to people to share. We must insist that those opportunities and those resources are shared fairly, that the poor is prioritized, that we build through those efforts of distribution a fairer society, a just society, that we lift those at the bottom of the society up, and thus lift the entire society up. So let us be careful with our messaging. Let us reject the foolishness. I could just skip through the foolishness in the newspaper. Embed the government broke. Of course the government broke. How else the government go be after you all? And if they had to take $1.something billion from loans to pay workers and public service and whatever, then that's what they need to do. What are you telling us? What are you telling us? And of course, there's the need to respond. So the finance minister, describes the statements as being shameless. And we understand how very human we are. We all are. So we hope and we pray that our Prime Minister is okay this morning. Sometimes when you fall and hurt yourself, we know because we fall and hurt ourselves already. You only feel, the muscle and the tissue scarring the next day. The ability to get back up and go again. And to speak as so very human as you are. Just pay attention. Pay attention and you will realize whose intentions are real and whose intentions are something else. Alright, so blessings to everybody this Thursday morning. We approach the weekend, not only the weekend, but what we consider independence and stuff as well. And maybe tomorrow I'll speak on that topic a little bit as well. So have a wonderful Thursday. Congratulations to Trinidad and Tobago and the TKR team, right? Bless up. And we have a added and continued series of matches to enjoy, right? So blessings. Take care.
The power of 5 fruits, one of the most powerful antioxidant supplements on the market today. The 5 superfruits in Lviv are mangosteen, acai, pomegranate, goji, and nuni. These fruits have a positive and profound impact on human health, performance, and disease. Join him as he gives live testimonials of the Lviv healing powers. To get more information, you can contact Pastor Alkaline John at 516-286-7079, or you can visit his webpage at www.alkalinejohn.com. Remember,
every Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and every Thursday night from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
live on the street 919 FM.
The time is now 8 a.m. This time check is sponsored by Lambeau Credit Union. Always here for you.
You want to find something great to do with your Tuesday nights? You want to learn and understand the true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the program, This Same Jesus, the program that puts Jesus in his rightful place in our hearts and in our homes. Let's bring church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the street 91.9 FM.
Falling in love with Jesus.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
This is the voice of Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist. We are preaching Emergency Alert broadcast, which is from the Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist Church. We will be featuring voices of brethren from different parts of the world, preaching the gospel, preaching prophecy as it relates to current events and the ending of the world. Listen to